Okay, let me use this video demo to show how to handle the student enrollment per school in the NCES report for assignment 4. Right? I myself have completed this, but I want to bring back to you this. That's the after cleaning up the NCES report spreadsheet, I have it imported into the geodatabase and then brought it into the map. Here it's called Maricopa Schools. Of course, there are many ways you can clean it up in the spreadsheet. If you do that, well, that's fine too. Now I have brought it in. So let me open this Maricopa Schools for you to see. So I open it. And now that's my school. Let me make it smaller for us to see. That's like that. Move it. The school name doesn't have to be so long, so I can squeeze it a little closer here. Right, okay. Now, I remove some of the columns that I don't need, okay? But some of these I keep here, we still don't need, but that's okay. I might be lazy or keep it for other purposes. Now we see that for each school, I have under the enroll here is the enrollment, right? Briefly, you can see that the latitude, longitude, these are numbers. That's why you can kind of tell by seeing that it is right justified. Enrollment should be a number, but incidentally, it's left justified. We begin to see that it is not a number. In fact, we can also see that from the special symbols here, right? And if you scroll down, you can also see, I believe, yeah, a lot of nulls here, right? So this is not a number. Of course, that's just by observation. You can also look at the type, the property, to see that, yeah, it is of type string, right? So you cannot just use that. We have to convert it, but how do you convert it? We have to create a new column or a new field, add it there, and then convert these to numbers. And those that you cannot connect, you see that these special symbols means that for some reason we don't know the enrollment. So if you convert this, you just have to convert them to 0. That would work. We don't need this. Of course, that could also mean you could eliminate this in the spreadsheet before you even bring it into this table. That's okay too. Now, having said this, I want to proceed on to use the data table of ArcMap to do that. The first thing I want to do is to add a new column or add a new field. So I go to this menu and look at add field. So I click on that. So it will add a column or field. What should that be? The name, well, come up with any name. I call it enroll, use the EnrollNum, right? So enrollment number. And now it should not be text, so I should choose the right type. Short integer is okay, it's good enough. You can also say, you can make it long integer to handle bigger numbers. I like to make it long integer, but either way, short integer or long integer should be good enough, right? And then no other alias is called EnrollNum. You say, okay. Then you see the new column added to the rightmost side. It's called EnrollNum, and we haven't specified anything, so by default, the values would always be null until you put in a new value. But how can you do it? We should use the calculator, right? Right click, and then you have the field calculator here to calculate it. But let's not do that, because think more carefully. For these, I can convert the string into number, but these I cannot. I have to turn it into 0. So there are different ways to do that. We need to select each one and in order to find out what they are, so and convert them accordingly. So let me look at the values here, sorted in ascending order, for example. Then we can see these are the null values, and then you have these special symbols, and then you begin to see, scroll down that special symbol, and you have zeros, you have ones, oh, a lot of them, ones, 1, 0. You see that this is not numerical order. This is string order because we sorted them in that order. Okay, so now we are clear. The ones up here, we have to convert them to 0, and then the other ones, we convert them according to the numerical string and get the number out of it. All right, so we have to do 2 times. How do we do it? We need to do the selection. So how do you do selection? Selection by attribute. Then we select some of them. How do you select? Determined by EnrollNum. Right? You select EnrollNum. What kind of values? Well, we actually examined it a little bit already, but we can select that here and see get unique values. Oops, why do I not have more? I should see more of that EnrollNum. Oh, not EnrollNum. Oh no, I mean enroll, and then get unique values. Yes, now I have different values. You see, now is there this little string with the dash and then the dagger. Down there 0. Those are actual numbers in the form of a string. For these 3 kinds, I set a 0, so I want to select them, and then I convert the other ones. So how do you select them? You specify the condition. Those who know SQL knows this statement, select from that Maricopa school where that you specify the condition. So you first select those that are equal to these special symbols and make them 0. So I double click on this, and then it's equal to this special symbol. Let's click on that special symbol, double click, it goes there. Or, right, equal to that, or enroll, double click on enroll, equal to the dash, right? So either one of those, or and enroll. Now you cannot say equal to null, because nothing is equal to null. Null means that you don't know the value. You don't know the value. When you compare it, you still don't know the result. You cannot say affirmative. So there's a special operator called is to check whether it's null, and then you click on null, right? So this combines the collective condition to select the group up there. So you can check to verify that this is correct SQL. Yes, it's okay, it looks fine. So you apply it. You see that it turns blue up here. You scroll it down. See, it selects up to this point. Down there is okay. So it selected all these up here, right? Okay, let me close that other selection by action for now. Right. Now with this selection, I can first operate on those that I have selected, and then operate on those that I have not selected later on. So I choose to see what I have selected. So only the blue ones show up. The other ones do not, right? You scroll to the back here, you can see, right? Okay, now having this selected, I know what I need to do is use the field calculator to calculate it. And there's actually nothing to calculate. EnrollNum equal to something, right? And you can write a complicated program to calculate the value, but for now it's the easiest thing. The whole thing you need is just 0. Then it will put a 0 there. Okay, so I say okay. Then quickly calculate and put all the zeros in there, right? Now let me relax myself and open up everything to see not just the selected ones. So the ones up there I have done the 0. The ones down here I have not touched yet, right? These ones I want to convert the string into number, right? Okay, instead of now I want, so what I want to do is select the other group. So it's easy now. I just switch the selection, go to this button, switch selection. Now these are not selected. As you scroll down, you see that these are the ones selected. So now I go back to see only those selected again. So I have these ones that I need to calculate the EnrollNum. Now I do this again, field calculator. So it will say EnrollNum equal, now this time it's not 0. But what should it be? It depends on that string, right? It will pick up the string here and calculate whatever the string is, you get the value. So the string, where is the string? The string is actually in enroll. So you, instead of that, you double click enroll. You see that it has the square bracket to mean that it's string. And in this script, it will convert that string into numbers. And that's all. So in here, I would just say, okay, then the program is complete. It would apply that. So for each one of these, take this string and convert it to numerical value. It becomes 0. So you see on this side is right justified. You can scroll it down and see that the string is converted into number, right? So now I go back to see everything. We have it done right. All these special symbols become 0. All these number strings become numbers. So EnrollNum becomes the one that I need. And now I can clear the selection. I have all of them there, and I close it. This table is ready, right? So if you use this table now to bring it into your display, by display you can easily use it as numbers. Okay, let me stop here, and that's for you to go on and in assignment 4.